Rob, did you turn your game off yesterday, or did you watch it all? No, aren't you a Bronco fan? Oh, you don't? I just saw the clip this morning. And I was like, wow. Let's get it. That do any good? Southeast of Dallas, yeah. Dollar. Dollar five and $100 here. Good to be 105. Good to get five. Good to get five here now. Pound 75 cents a pound. 75.80 and 75. Good to be 80 cents a pound. 75 here. 75. 75. 75. 75. 50 cents a pound. Huh. 55. 55. 55. 60. 60 cents a pound. 65. 70. Bought them all last week. Everything. 70. Terry, 65. 1. That's before Trump spoke. We're all a little bearish now. Those? I'll show you. Watch this. He said, I'll show you. Watch this. Daughter. Daughter 5, and 100 to 5 here, going to be 100 to 5 here, going to be 110, 115, 20, and 20 to 5 and 30, going to get 35, going to be 35 and 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, 35 and 40, and 45 here, 45 here, 45, you get 5, 45, 50, a daughter 53, going to get 50, 10, 10, 7 and a half, 50, and 7 and a half, going to be 53, going to be 50, 50, going to get 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 50 here, Hall, 140, 7 and a half, 6. No batteries. Ages. Ages. 10. Thank you. 120. 122 and a half, and 20, to get 2 and a half, going to be 20, to get 2 and a half, going to be 22 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, to get 5, going to be 7 and a half, now 30, and 30 to 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, to get 5, and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40, to get 40, 40, 40, now 40, and 40 to 43, to get 40, going to be 40, to get 40, to get 40, to get 40 here. Chris, 137 and a half, 13. Dad, you might see what she wants. He's 75 today. Ricardo, you know, he's 75 today. 75. Mm-hmm. His birthday's today, yep. 135, yeah, 35, and 35, 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and going to be 37, 50, and 40, and 40, to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, to get 5, and 47 and a half, 47 and 50, to get 52 and a half, to get 2 and a half, to get 5, and 55 here, 55, 57 and 57 and 60, and now 60, to get 60, going to be 60, to get 60, and 750 now, 60 bid, 60 there, going to be 60, to get 60 here, Chris, 157 and a half on 20. Just one. 3 of them. 110, 110, 10, 12 of the van, going to be 110, 12 of the van, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to be 10, going to be 10, 110, 12 of the van, going to be 10, 12 of the van, going to be 112 of the van, 15, and 15, 7, hit it a hand, 20, and 20, 22 and a half, going to be 21, 21, 21, whatever, 1, 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, here, S, 120, 4X. Oh my goodness. I can't read cursive. Is this for tomorrow? Maybe we'll sell them tomorrow. Daughter 2 and a half. Yeah, daughter 2 and a half. Gonna get 2 and a half. Gonna be 102 and a half. Gonna be 102 and a half. Gonna get 2 and a half. Gonna be 2 and a half. Gonna get 2 and a half. Daughter bid 2 and a half. And 2 and a half. Gonna get 2 and a half. Gonna be 2 and a half. Gonna be 2 and a half. Gonna get 2 and a half. Gonna get 5. And half 5. Gonna get 5. Gonna get 5. Gonna get 5 here. 105 here. 105. And 750. And 7 and a half here. Now 750 and a half here. Gonna be 7 and a half. Gonna get 7 and a half. Gonna be 7 and a half here. Chris 105 on nothing. Huh? Is it? Oh, out there in the corner? I didn't know that. It's going to take me a while. 3s and 4s, and they are open. 2-year-old, 2 to 4. $1.50. $1.55, 55, you get 5, 55, 55, 55, 60, you get 5, group 70, you get 5, group 80, you get 5, group 90, you get 5, group 2, group 2, you get 205, group 205, and 205, you get 5, now 5 here, group 205, and 205, you get 5, you get 5, you get 5, you get 5 here, Chris, $2. 4X. Sure. Yard them out. Okay. Relay her. Hold your gate. She's going to say money, put her on. That'll be 2.5. $2.2.5. It'll get 2.5. It'll get 2.5. It'll get 2.5. It'll be 5. It'll get 7.5. It'll be 110. 12.5. It'll be 12.5. 15. 17.5. 20. And 22.5. It'll be 2.5. 5. 25. 7. 15.5. 30. And 32.5. It'll get 2.5. 35. 35. 37.5. 37.5. 40. And 40. 40. 40. It'll get 40. It'll be 40. It'll get 40. It'll be 40. It'll get 40. It'll be 40 here, Chris. 137.5. 13. Well, 110. 110, 12.5, 810, 12.5, going to be 110, 12.5, going to be 110, going to be 110, going to get 10, going to be 110, going to be $110, and 2.5, going to get 2.5, going to be 102.5, going to be 102.5, going to be 102.5, dollar, sell her, $1.10, 110, out the gate, dollar, hold your gate, dollar, 50, 60, on the one outside, 70, 80, 80 cents a pound, Kevin is 70, X. 120, 120, and 20, going to get 2.5, going to be 20, going to get 2.5, going to be 2.5, going to get 2.5, going to be 22.5, going to be 22.5, 5, and 25, 7.5, 7, 30, going to get 30, going to get 32.5, going to be 2.5, going to get 250, and 30, going to get 2.5, going to be 30, going to get 2.5, 5, and 35, 37.5, 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, going to get 40, Ricardo, 137.50. Dollar two and a half, and dollar two and a half, it'll get two and a half, gonna be 102 and a half, gonna be 102 and a half, gonna be two and a half, it'll get two and a half, gonna be two and a half, it'll get two and a half, gonna be 50 cents a pound, 60, 70, 80, 95, 90, and 90, 85 and 95, 95, 95 dollar beer, gonna be $1, two and a half, gonna be two and a half, it'll get five, and five, 750, and a half, 7 and a half, 750, 10, and $100, 10, gonna be 110, 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 gonna be 10, S, 107.50, 3X. Considerably lower. Yep. Who's it? 10-year-old, they're 3 and 4 months bred, 3 to 5. 3 to 5 months, 120. $1.20 and $100.20 there. You're going to be 122 and a half, 25, 7, 50, 10, 39, 2 and a half, 35, 37 and a half. Going to be 40, you're going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 47 and a half, 7 and a half, 50, you're going to get 52 and a half, you're going to get 2 and a half, you're going to get 55, 55, 750, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and 50 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 50 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 57 and a half, going to be 57 and a half here. Chris, 155, 16X. I do. No. 8 by 2 and 3. $1.50. $1.55. 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 16, 2 and a half, high, 7 and a half, 70, 2 and a half, high, 77 and a half, 80, and 82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 85, 87 and a half, 87, 90, going to be 192 and a half, going to be 92 and a half, going to be 92, 50, and 90, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 90, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 90, going to get 2 and a half here. Chris, 190 on 55. Nine years old, they're 5 to 7 months bred. Is that what you're saying? 9 and 10 years old, 5 to 7 months. 2,000. 20, 100, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2100, here, 100 here, 1 here, and 21, 21 and a half, and 2150, now 2, and 22, 1 and a half, going to be 2200, here, 1 and a half, going to be 22, and 2200 about here, going to be 23, going to get 2, going to be 3, going to get 2, going to be 2, 22, got 2, so 2150. Chris, 16. Just 5. Huh. Be nice to these guys. You got to be up here in a couple weeks. No, I don't think he heard you. Happy birthday. Chris, he's talking to you. Uh-uh. Yeah. Kinda. 9, 10 years old, 5 to 6 months bred. 2,000. 20, 100, and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 200, about 21, 2, and 3, and 250, and 20, 2 and a half, 23, 3, and 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 23, 50, and 20, 3 and a half, going to be 20, 3 and a half, going to be 23, 50, and 23 and a half here, going to be 50 and a half, going to be 23 and a half, 23, going to be half here. Chris, 2,300, 16. No. 110, 10, 12, 50, 10, 12 of going to be 110, 12 of going to be 110, 12 of going to be 110, 12 of going to be 10, 12 of going to be 12 of 15, that are 17 and a half, 17, 50, and 20, 23, going to be 120, going to be 20, going to be 20, going to be 20, going to be 20, going to be 20 here, count 17 and a half, nothing. $105, $105, going to get 5 and 10, and $105, going to be 110, 110, 15, 20, and 20, 22 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 125, and 25, 750, and 30, going to get 30, going to be 32 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 30, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 30, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half here, book 130. Seven years old, she's 7 months, $1.20. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 30, going to get 30, going to get 5, going to be 40, going to get 5, going to be 50, going to be 150, and 45, 50, and 5, and 55, 2 and a half, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 60, and now 60, going to get 62 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, Jeffrey out, 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70, $1.72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72.50, and 70, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 70, going to get 2 and a half, Booker, 170. 3 years old, 2 months spread. Good little cow. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, 22, 23, 23, 4 and 24, 5 and 2,600 5, 600, 25, 600 and 6, 7 hit 7 hit 7 7 7 7 26 7 and 2,700 going to be 27 going to be 27. Greg, you're out. 27. She's a 3-year-old. She's 2 months bred. She's good cow. 2,700. 27. Chris, 2,600. 3. 6 years old. She's 5 months bred. 2,000. 2,100 and 2,100. 21, 21, 2,100. How's her bag look? 2,100 and 2,100. 100. 21, 21, 21. Let's spin her around. Let's see what she looks like. Hold your gate. Huh? Good bag? What do you get? 15? 1,600. Just where? $1. 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 45, 50, 55, 60. $1.65. She's not wanting to show herself too well, is she? $1.65. We'll sell her right here, $1.60. You're going to have to remind me. McCall. $1.05 and $100 here. Good to be 105. Good to get 5. Good to get 5. Good to get 5. 105 and $100 here. Good to be 105. Good to get 5. Good to get 5. 105 here. 105. Good to get 5. Good to get 5. Good to get 5. 105. 105. 105. 105 here. S $1. 9. Seven years and 6 months. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 21, 21, 21, 21 and 2, going to be 2, going to be 50, going to be 3, going to be 50, going to be 40 and 4 and 2,400 and 2,400, going to be 24 and 4 here, 2,400, going to be 24 and 4 and 2,400 here, Chris, 23.50 on 56. Crippled cow, buck 35. And 35, and 35, 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, 50. And 37 of hand, going to be 40, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 5. And 47 of hand, 47 of hand, 47 of hand, 47, 50. And 40, going to get 7 of hand, 50. Another 2 and a half, and 50, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half here, Gibbon. 150 on 1. $0.50 a pound. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 55, going to be 75, 83, going to be 85, 85, 85, 90, 90, 90, 90, 85, 93, going to be 90, 90, going to be 90, 90, going to be 90, 90 here, S, 85, 1. $1.50. $1.50, 60, $1.50, 60, there, 150, 60, there, 150, 60, and 50, we get 60, 150, 60, going to be 150, we get 60, going to be 50, we get 60, sold 150, Ricardo. Yes, she is. 8-year-old. She's 6 months bred. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 203 and 23, we get 4, 5 and 25, 6, 125, 600 and 25, 55 and a half, 5 and a half, 25, 50 and 20, we get 5 and a half, going to be 20, we get 5 and a half, going to be 25 and a half, and 25, 50, 25 and a half, 25, going to be half. Chris 5, 2,500, 56. $165 and 65, 7 going to be 67 and a half, 70 and half, 70, we get 70, going to be 70, we get 70, going to be 70, we get 70, Booker, 167 and a half. One by 5, 1,500. 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, half here, now half, and 15 and a half here, half here, half here, you're going to be 1550, and 15 and a half here, half here, sold her 1,500, Ricardo. A little quicker, Matthew. $0.50 a pound, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, 70, 55, 80, 80, 80, and 75, go to be 80, 75, go to be 80, go to be 80, 75, go to be 80 here, feet, sacks here, 50 now, 80, 80 cents a pound here, go to be 80, go to be 80 here, sold her 75, S1.
Ask him. He knows.
10 by 7. 1,500. 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, half and a half here, and a half, 15, 16, and 16 and a half here, now 17, going to 17, going to be 50 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17, 50, 18, 18 and a half here, 18 and a half, going to be 19, going to 19, 50, and 19 and a half, going to be 19 and a half, going to 19 and a half, going to be 19 and a half, going to 19, 50, Chris, 1,900 on 5. 8 years and 5 months. $1.50. 155 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 35, 40, you get 40 and a half, 45, and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 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 45, Ricardo, 140. Gentle. $70. 170 and 70 73. Going to be 170. Going to be 70. Going to be 70. Going to be 70. Going to be 60. 2.5 and 2.5 5. As it get five. As it get five. As it get 7.5. Now 70. Going to be 170. Going to be 70. Now 8 9. Now 9. You get 69. And now 9 here. Going to be $9. Going to be 9 here. Going to be 9. Going to be 9. Going to be 9 here. Given 168. Number 1. Good cow. 110, $10, and 110, going to be 110, 5 of the van, going to be 110, 5 of the van, going to be 10, 5 of the van, going to be 15, going to be 7, 10 and a half, 20, going to be 20, going to be 22 and a half, and 25 here, 25 here, 25, 750, and 7 and a half, going to be 20, going to be 7 and a half, going to be 20, going to be 7 and a half, going to be 27 and a half here, Camus, 125. No, 125, yeah. Damn straight. $0.50 a pound. 55. 55 and 55, going to get 60 and half 5, going to get 5, going to be 70, going to get 75, going to be 75, going to be 80 cents a pound, going to be 85 here, going to be 85, $85.05 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, S1, 80. Who's got the big screen? Bigfoot, $1.20. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, 30, 5, 40, 5, 145, 145, 145, 50, and 55, 55, 55, 60, 60, 165, and 70, going to be 175, 175, 80, and now 80, 185, 85 there, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, you get 5 here, going to be 85 here, S, 180 on number 13. $1.50. 52 and a half, and 50, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 50, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 50, $1.50, 50, 2 and a half, 35, and 35, 37 of 37 of 37 of 37 of 37 of going to be 37 and a half, 40, and 40, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 47 of 47 of 45, 47 and a half here, Booker, 145. 125, 30, and 25, 30 here, 5, 30 here, 5, 30 here, buck 30, and 25, 30, 30, 30 here, and 25, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 35, where here, Booker, 130. $50. 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, now 70, now 5, you give 80, 85, 85, 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, and dollar here, going to be 1, dollar, going to be 1, dollar, going to be 1, dollar here, S, 95 on 1. 6 and up on here, $1.35. And 35, and 35, 35, 30, 40, and 45, 45, 50, 10, 50, you get 50, you get 50, 45, 50, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, you get 60, 155, 60, and 55, 60, 55, going to be 60 here, so 155 on Booker. $10 years, 5 months, 120. 125, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, we get 30, we get 5, we get 35, 35 here, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, we get 45, we get 45, we get 45, going to be 145, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here, Book, 140, Booker. $6 here, $1.50. 155, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 50, and now 59, 2.5, 55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 2.5, we get 5, and 65, 7.5, 70, going to be 170, going to be 170, and 72.5, going to be 70, we get 2.5, 70, we get 2.5, so 170, Chris, 3X.
I seen that phone. I don't know if it's Friday morning. Which one was that? Midnight special? Yeah, on the 35th.
On the 35th, yeah.
No PI or all PI.
Mm-hmm. Call Clay. Maybe for tomorrow. Oh, okay. Fif 15 Matthews Farms. 15 bulls. What do you want to know about them? Are they going to sell them all today? I'm still halfway through. I ain't read it all yet. 135, and 35, and 37, and 50, and 40, we get 40, going to be 2 and a half, we get 45, 47, and 50, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, and 55, we get 5, 55, we get 5, 55, we get 5 here, Booker, 152 and a half. You haven't seen him yet? Okay. $10 and $100 $10 good $110 good $110 bit of $10 good $110 $110 $10 jiggy 10 $110 and 10 12 50 and 12 good be 115 bit 15 bit 15 17 and a half 17 20 and 20 20 good be 120 good be 20 good be 22 and a half good be 2 and a half good be 22 50 and 20 bit 2 and a half good be 22 and a half 5 and 25 27 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half you're out 30 and half 30 you got 30 now 1 and 30 here 31 32 32 31 2 32 and 32 1 2 3 and 30 to 3 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 sold 132 H 100 Old cows and shortbread 120 125 and 25 30 bit 30 bit 5 35 40 good 145 45 42 and a half 5 45 45 47 50 and now 50 $1.50 bit 52 and a half good 2 and a half bit 2 and a half bit 2 and a half 55 and 55 57 and a half 57 and a half 7 and a half 57 and a half 57 and a half 57 50 and 57 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 57 and a half here Chris 155 16 X $125 and 25 750 and 75 going to be 35 and a half 40 going to be 140 and 2 and a half going to be 2 and a half going to be 2 and a half going to be 42 and a half 5 and 45 45 45 47 and a half 47 and a half 47 and a half 47 50 and 47 and a half 45 47 and a half 45 47 and a half here H 145 on number 100 $5 and $105 here, good to be $105 here, good to be $105, good to be $510, good to be $105 10, good to be $105 10, and $110, good to be 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 $110, 15, 20. 120 and hand 20 by 23, good to be 20 by 23, good to be 120, good to get 20, good to be 20, good to get 20, good to be 20 here, S 115, 3X. Six by 6 and 6 by 7. Calf raisers right there. 5 by 6 and 6 by 7. Good cows here. 2,500, 25 and 25 50 and 25 at a van. Going to be 25 at a van. 25 25 50 and 25 at a van. Going to be 25 at a van. 25 at a van. 25 at a van. 25 at a van. Going to be 25 50 and 25 at a van. Going to be 25 50 and 25 at a van. Going to be 25 at a van. Going to be 25 at a van. Going to be 25 bit of a dive here. Chris 2,500 on 3. You want to sell cows? He's trying to skip this one, he said. Eight-year-old are 5 and 7 months. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 21 and 21, 21, 21, 222, 21, 2, 21, going to be 23 and 23, 23, 24, 25, 25, what about half, 4 and a half, 5 and 25 and 2,500, 25, 5 here, 25, 50 and 25 at a van, 25 at a van, 25, 600 and 26 and a half and 26 and a half, going to be 26 and a half, going to be 27 and 2,700, going to be 2,700, going to be 27 sold, 26 and a half. What's the name? Inman. Thank you, sir. Inman. Yep. 152 and a half, 50, we get 2.5, 52 and a half, 55, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 2.5, and Ziggy and has a good advance, 65, and Ziggy here, Booker, 162 and a half. It's every week, it's 3 days a week. Brought the feed sack out Wednesday to push him in the ring. Worked. It's just been practice the last 6 months, 3 days a week. Do what? Here's some Argentina meat cows. We're going to be getting that meat in here. Look like that. 50 cents a pound, 60 cents a pound. 60, 70, 80, 90, and 90, 85, 90, 85 here, going to be 85 and 90, 95, 95, $95 here, going to be 105, going to be 105, 110, going to be 110, 15, $1.15, 20, and 25, going to be 125, 30, going to get 35, going to be 135, 40, $1.45, going to get 45, 145, 145, 145, 50, $1.55, and 55, jigga 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5, 55, jigga 5, 55, jigga 5, S, 150 on 22. Little bitty meat, yeah. $135 and 35 and 35, 37 and 37 and 37 and 37 and 37, 50 and 37 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 40, we get 40 and that 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5 and 45 here, 45, 45, 47 and 45, you get 45, now 45, 750 and now 50, $1.50 here, going to be 150, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50, now 50 here, H 140, 7 and a half, 100. Here's some large cows. $1.50. $1.50, $1.50, going to be 150, we get 50, 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 35, and 37 and 37 and 37 and 37 and going to be 37.50, and 37 and 40, we get 40, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 5, and 45, we get 45, we get 43, 5, 45, 47, and 47 here, 5, going to be 7 here, 45, going to be 7, $100, we get 7, going to be 7, sold, 145, Chris 10. Yes, they have here 150, now 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, and 52 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, we get 60, going to be 60, we get 60, going to be 60, and 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 5, and Ziggity 5, and has Ziggity 5 here, 165, and Ziggity 5, we get 5, we get 5 and a half, 5 here, sold, 162 and a half, Chris 10. $110, and 10, 12 and a half, and 10, 12 and a half, going to be 110, 12 and a half, going to be 110, 12 and a half, going to be 110, and 12 and a half, not 10, not 12 and a half, going to be 110, not 12, 50, and 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and a half, going to be 10, and 12 and a half, going to be 10, and 12 and a half here, S, 110, 3X. Okay. Argentina. $5 and $100 here. Good $100 here. Good $105. $85. $85. $105. $105. $105. $105 here. $75. $80 and $75. Good to be $85. $85. $85 and $100. $95. $95. $95 and $100 here. Good to be $100. Good to be $100. Good to be $100. Good to be $100 here. S 95 1. She don't listen. $50. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, $50 and 2.5, and 50, we get 2.5, good to be 2.5, we get 2.5, good to be 2.5, we get 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7.5, 57, 57, 50, and 57.5 here, whole, 155, 6. Boy, I mean to tell you. Yep. Do what? Yeah, 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 yeah. 165, and 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 7.5, 7.5, 70, going to be 70, 72 2.5, going to be 2.5, 72, 50, and 70, 2.5, going to be 70, 2.5, going to be 72.5 here, whole, 170 on 7. Got it ear down? Got what? Yeah. Rut row. $135 and 35 and 35 40 and 35 40 40 40 you get 40 half 40 here 40 and 35 45 you get 45 45 50 you get 50 half 55 and 55 55 55 55 55 55 55 you get 5 now 55 you get 55 55 55 55 55 55 55 here Chris 150 on 10x. Yes, sir. 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 50, and 57, going to be 50, 57, 60, and hand 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 5, and has 5, 7, 50, 70, and has 70, now 70, there going to be 70, and 2.5, and 70, 2.5, 70, and 2.5, going to be 70, 2.5 here, Gibbon Bull, 170. Put an X on it. 65 and 65 and 750 and 67 and 70 and 72 and a half 72 and a half 72 and a half 72 and a half 75 and 75 77 and a half 77 and a half 77 80 and 183 good to be 80 good to be 80 good to be 80 good to be 1 81 here good to be 81 81 82 82 82 81 2 whole 7 181. Cripple blue, $1.50. 52 and a half, 50, 52 and a half, 2 and a half, 55, 55 here, 55, 75, 57, 57, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 1, 3, and hand 3, 5, and 5, and 3, 5, 7, and 7, 7 high, going to be 60 high, going to be 7 high, going to be now 70, and 1, and 71, 71, 71, 3, 73, 75, 75, 73, 75, 75, 7, and 77, 9, and 77, going to be 9 here, now 9, 81, 81 here, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81 here, sold 179. Hole 7, 6. $1.50. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 57, 57, 7, 60, and hand 60, 60, 60, 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 70, and hand 70, going to be 70, 70, 70, going to be 70, 70 here, Chris, 167 and a half on number 10X. 60, Yep. Is it? 65, and 65, and 5, and 65, and 750, and 7 and 70, 70, going to be 70, going to be 70, 71, and 71, 2, 71, 2, 72, 72, 73, and 73, 72, 73, 4, and 74, 74, 74, 74 to 5 here, 75, 76 here, 75, 76, 75, 76, 7, and 77, 77 here, whole, 176, 6. I bet so. What was your last tag number? Yeah, find out who it belonged to. 5092. Just here in a second. No rush. 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 57, 57, 7, 60, 60, net 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, group 170, group 171, and 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, Jig 171, Jig 1 sold 170, Gibbon Bull 170. X. Jim Walter. $1. 110 and 110, good to be 110, good to be 110, good to be 110, good to 110, good to be 110, bit of a 10, good to be 110, good to be 110. Anybody else? 110, 110, 110, 110, good to be 110, good to be 110. S $1, 9. $1.50. $1.55, 55, jigga 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.50. Pretty good little bull. $1.50. Where's Antone? 150. 60. 70. Sold 160, Terry. 9. $1.50. $1.50, 60, $1.50, 60, now 70, going to be 70, going to be 80, going to get 90, going to be 2, going to be $2 here, going to be 190, get 2, and 100, going to be 2, and 10, going to be 210, going to be 210, 20, and 210, 20, going to get 210, 20, going to be 210, 20, and 210, 20, going to get 210, 20, Ricardo, 210. They're selling them all Wednesday. They're going to sell those bulls on Wednesday. What? Huh? Send it in a text. 135, and 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, half, and 35, 40, 35, 40, you get 40, and 35, you get 40, 35, going to be 40, you get 40, you get 40, you get 40, 10, 40, 35, 40, 35, going to be 40 here, whole, 135, 6. Yeah, I'll have to study it and do a little homework. Okay. How do you sell them? $1.50. 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, you get 5, going to be 70, going to be 170, you get 5, going to be 80, you get 5, going to be 90, you get 5, going to be 2, going to be 5, going to be 10, and now 10, and 210, and 210, going to be 10, going to be 10, going to be 10, 15, and 20, and 225, 2 1/4, now 30, 235, 235, 5, and 235, you get 35, now 5 here, 35 here, 35, you get 5, 35, you get 5 here, S, 230, 11. $2. 210.20, and 210.20, and 220.30, we get 30, we get 40, we get 50, 250, 60, 270, we get 280, we get 290, go to 280, 90, 80, 90, not 280, 90, 285, 85, there, go to 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, Ricardo, 280. Mm-hmm. You got your steers here this week? That's it? That's him. Half for bull. What was the second part he said? He checked him back in August. He was 88%. That's a B plus. He is a nice calf. $1.50. $1.55, and 55, you get 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, 55, 60, you get 5, and 65, 70, you're going to be 70, you get 2 and a half, you're going to be 70, you get 2 and a half, 75, and 75, 750, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, going to be 80, and now 82 and a half, here, 82 and a half, you get 2 and a half, 13, 83, 85, here, 85, 87, 87, 9, 89, 89, here, 89, 90, 190, you get 91, and 90 here, 91, 91, 91, 91, you get 91, we get 91, going to be 191, going to be 191 here, Rob, 190. Rob, you gonna turn him out with all them cows? Good. Going back home. $165 and 70 and 2.5 and 72.50 and 70 to get 2.5 going to be 75 70 50 and 77 going to be 77 what about 6 here 75 76 sold 175 hole 7. You want to take a picture of that real quick? Is that what you're trying to do? Okay, hang on, Lib. It might be better if you go that one right there. There you go. I don't want in the picture, no. Thank you, sir. Yeah. That was pretty good, Chris. One time, yeah, $1.50. 55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 60, and down 60, we get 60, we get 60, down 2.5, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, 250, and 60, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 2.5 here, hole 6, 160. $1.50. 55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, we get 60, we get 5, going to be 70, we get 5, going to be 80, you get 5, going to be 85, 90, 195, and 95 and 2, going to be 2, we get 2, going to be 195, we get $2, and now 5 and 210, going to be 210, we get 15, 220, and 5, 225, we get 30, we get 230, and 25, 30, we get 30, we get 30, we get 30, we get 30, now 30 here, so it'll be 235, 225, put them on S11. Pretty good bull right there, $1.80. 82 and a half, 82.50, 85, going to be 85, 87, 87, 87, 87, 90, and 190, we get 90, going to be 92 and a half, 91 here, 91, 91, 91, 91, 91, 2, and 92, 91, 2, 3, and 93, we get 3, 4 here, 94, 94, 94, 94, 5, and 95, we get 96, Carter, and 95, going to be 96, 95, 6, 7, and 97, 97, 97, 97, 97, going to be 197, going to be 197 here, so 196, Gibbon Bull. Rob? Yeah. $1.50, 2.5, 50, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 55, 57, going to be 60, we get 60, going to be 60, 2.5, we get 2.5, we get 5, and 5, and 7, 70, now 70, now 70, now 70, and 2.5, and 70, we get 2.5, what about 1, 71, 71, Chris, you're out 2, 3, and 72, 73, 72, 73, 72, 3, and 72, going to be 3, we get 3 and a half, 3, we get 3, 72, we get 3, whole, 172, 6. Ain't been here in 6 months. $2. Did you get 2? $2 a pound. $1.50 a pound. $1.60 a pound. $1.70 a pound. $1.80 a pound. $1.90 a pound. 190. Terry, 180. 9. 65, and 65, has a good 55, now 5, 55, and 55, and 55, 57, group is 60, 60, now 2 and a half, group 2 and a 5, and 65, has a good 7 and a half, now 7 and a half, now 70, and now 70, 70, group 8 and high, group $9.70, 971, and 71, 71, 71, 71, here, hole 6, 170. $0.50 a pound. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, and 70, now 5, 75, going to be 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, S, 71. 70 bucks, S1. Roy True, did you bring some cows in? One. Bring them. It'll be good. It'll be good. It can go down 20 bucks, 100, and it's still going to be better than we ever thought. Huh? It can go down 20 bucks, 100, and still be a lot better than we all thought it was going to be. Or 50, yeah. What's her story? 6 by 5. Her bag okay? 2,000. 2,100. Took him right ahead of you. Going to be 1. Now 2. Now 3. Now 4. 2,400. Now 5. 25. 25. It'll get 5. 25. 500. 25. It'll get 5. Burns. 2,400. Hereford King on number 5. Seven upon here, 152 and a half, and 2 and a half, and 50, we get 2 and a half, going to be 52 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 52, 50, and 52 and a half, you get 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 50, and half 50, and 50, 50, 50, 2 and a half, 35, and 35, 40, 40, 40, you get 45, and 45, you get 50, and half 50, we get 50, 45, 50, half 50, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50, we get 50 here, book, 145 Booker. And 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and going to be 37, 50, and 37 has that one of them, 37 has that one of them, 137 and a half, and 37 has 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 37 and 37 and a half, and 37 of it's one of his. Needs a little help, guys. Belongs to him down there in the ring. Yep, I think so. 135. Uh-oh. 125. 130. Now 5. Sold 130. S4X. 9 by 5. Wednesday. 135. And 35. And 35. 35. 30. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't letting Pokey have one. Yeah. 130. Yeah. 135, and 35, and 35, 37, and 40, and 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 40, and 2 and a half, going to be 42 and a 5, and 45, 45, 47, and 47, and 47, and 50, and on 50, going to be 150, and 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, here, sold 147 and a half, Booker. I'll show you. $35, and 35, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 40, you get 2 and a half, you get 45, now 47 of hand, now 50, you get 50, 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, and 52 and a half, going to be 50, now 2 and a half, going to be 52 and a half here, Booker, 150. Dollar. 50 cents a pound. Argentine cow. 60 cents a pound. 60 cents a pound. You guys been over here? 60. 60, 70, 80, 90, 90. Dollar. Yes, 91. We're gonna get those little tiny little steaks. Huh? Venezuela. 7 by 7. What a cow. Ooh, watch her. 135. 135, and 35, and 35, 40, 42 and a half, group 2 and a half, 45, 45, 50, 50, 145, 50, and 45, 50, 45, 50, 5, and 55, 60, and 65, 65, 70, group 170, group 170, group 170, group 170, 7 and a half, 70, now 70. Booker, 67 and a half. Oh, 135, 40, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 45, 40, here, 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 45, and 45, 50, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, sold 150, yes, 11. That's why she's here. Steer, $2. 210.20 and 210.20. We get 210.20. We get 210.20. 210.20. I got it. 210.20 and 210.20. We get 210.20. We get 210.20. 30 and 30, 30, 40. We get 240. 230, 40 and 230, 40, 40, 40. We get 40. We get 40. We're gonna be 40 here. Ricardo. 230.
Great. That's the best one I've seen so far. That was a pretty good run Angus bull.
65 and 65, 7.5, 70, 70, 70, 70, Rob 70, and 70, 70, 70, 70, 70 here, whole 167 and a half, 7.
He's been on every single one.
$85, maybe 85, 85, 85 up here. 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here. 87 here. 87, 89, 89, 89, and 90, and 90 here. 190, 190, 190 here. 89, 90, 89, 90 here. Whole 7, 189.
Does it really?
On 55, and 55, 55, 55, 87, 55, 87, 7, 60, and pounds 60, we get 67, going to be 60, we get 60, going to be 60, we get 60, going to be 60, yes, 157 and a half, 16.
Which one? Heard about this morning. I didn't watch it.
152 and a half, and 50, we get 2.5, group 2.5, we get 5, and 55, 57, 57, 57, group 60, we get 62 and a half, group 2.5, we get 2.5, group 2.5, we get 5, and 67 and a half, and 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, and now 71, and 71, now 72, 71, 2, 71, group $2, we get 2, 71, group 2, sold 171, whole 7.
Did you just sit down and do it all at once?
No. I started one and then I kind of forgot about it.
There's a full bull, $1. 110, and $110, group 110, group 110, 20, group 120, 30, we get 30, we get 40, we get 45, and 45, 50, and 45, 50, down 50, and 45 and 50, we get 50, we get 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 5 here, and your guys are all out, 155. Sold 150, Ricardo.
Like the very first one, and it's just video. It doesn't ask me questions.
I was trying to,
Huh?
I was unloading my pickup. I been gone all weekend. And I just put it in my pocket
Only Kool-Aid.
and just listen. And I kept keep my, it wouldn't, my phone wouldn't stay on long.
Oh yeah, it won't. It'll just
155, and 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55 there, 55, 55, 35, 40, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, and 45, and 45, you get 45, 45, 50, and 50 there, you're going to be 150, we get 50, we get 55, and 55, 55, 55, 2.5, 5, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, now 5 here, whole 6, 152 and a half.
Back.
65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, now 70, now 2.5, now 75, and 75, 75, 75, you get 5, 75, you get 5, 75, now 3.5, and 75, 7, and 77, 75, 77, 9, and 79, group 81, here, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, and 79, 80, and 79, group 89, 80, you get 980 here, S, 179, 16.
That could be a pretty good little team in a few years. Yeah, I know it. They got
Pretty good Simmental Bulls. 175, 75 here, 75 there, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 65, and 65, and 7.5, 70, and now 2.5, 71, now 3, 73, now 5, and 75, 73, now 5, and 73, 75, 75, 4, 5, 75, 75, 6, 75, 600, and 75, going to be 6, 7, and 77, and 77, going to be $8, and 78, 78, 77, 8, here sold 177, whole 7, 66.
I'm going to the OU game Saturday.
$1.50. 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 50, 57, 57, 7, 60, 60, 2, 2, 2, 5, and 65, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 70, and now 70, now 1, and 71, 71, now 71, now 2, and 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, and 73, 3, and 73, 74, and 74 here, 74, 74, 74, you done? 73, 74, 74, 74, here, sold 173, whole 6, 66.
Every week. Every week. I'd like to look that up.
Fifty-five, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 58, 57, 55, 57, 57, 57, 60, 2, 2, 5, and 5, 7, 70, and now 70, 71, and 71 here, 71 here, 71, 71, 71, 2, and 72, 71, 2, 71, group of $2 here, sold 171, whole 7.
Maybe it's a sellout on them Dobsons. Is it? Last year, the one Kansas City looked like a bad Mammoth Arthur's. You seen him?
I just seen that they had won something, but I didn't see a
The
picture.
picture looks phenomenal.
I used to work for Bonnie.
Arthur? No.
When he was young.
Yeah. Who didn't? We all did. Yeah.
Order no pot here, 122 and a half, and 20, 2 and a half, group of 20, 2 and a half, group of 20, 2 and a half, 5, and 25, and 25, and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 30, 30, group of 30, 30, group of 30, 30, group of 130, 8, 9, and 29, and 29 here, group of 9, group of 20, group of 9 here, group of 20, group of 9 here, cabinets, 128.
Some shortbread, some are open. One cow's a little bit soft-footed, guys. She's going to be on there.
135, and 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, and 35, 37, and 35, and 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37 and a half, and 37, and going to be 37, and 5, you give half, and 37, and going to be 37 and a half here, H, 135, 100.
Four to 6 months, guys. 4 to 6 months bred.
2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 2100, here now 2, and 22, and 22, 22, 22, 22, 21 and a half, and 2150, and 21 and a half, group 21 and a half, group 21 and a half, group 21 and a half, here, group 2150, and 21 and a half, here, sort of at 20, 100, Chris 5, 2100. $110, 110, 10, 12 of group 110, and $100, group 110, group 110, group 110, group 110, bit of 10, group 110, group $100, 2 and a half, and 255, and $5, 55, 7 and a half, 7 50, 10, group 110, 11, and 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 10, 11, 12, 8, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 14, group 114, group 113, 14, and 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 15, and 15, 16, and 16 there, group 16, 100 there, group 16, 16 here, so 115, Cavaniss, 11. 7 and 7. Nice count here. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 200, and 22, 22, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, going to be 200, and 21, going to be 200, and 21, going to be 200, 21, going to be 2, 3, and 23, going to get 4, and 24, going to be 24 and a half, and 24, 50, and 24 and a half, and 20, going to get 4 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 24, going to be half. Inman, 2,400. $5, and $105 here, good to be $105 here, good to be $105 here, good to be $105, good to be 5, good to be 5, 10, good to be 110, good to be 10, good to be 110, good to be 110, good to be 10, 110, and 10, 15, and 15, good to be 110, now 10, 12 of the 5, good to be 10, 12 of the 5, good to be 110, 12 of the 5, good to be 10, 12 of the 5 here, Cavaniss, 110, Cavaniss straight. Yep, here 130, 130, and 30, we get 250, and 32 and a half, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40, we get 42 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 45, and 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, now 50, and $153, we get 50, 152 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, whatever, 1, 51, and 50, 51, here, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51, Booker, 150. Another one of them Venezuelans. 50 cents a pound. 60 cents a pound. 60. This side's all out. 60. S1. Kind of your type, Ricardo. 135, and 35, and 37, and 37, and 37, and going to be 40, we get 40, we get 40, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 47, and 50, we get 50, now 50, 2 and a half, and 50, 2 and a half, going to be 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half here, Cavaniss, 150. 5 years and 2 months, 120. It's got something on that left front foot, don't she? 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 30, 125, we get 30, 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, 35, 40, and 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40 here, giving 135 on straight. Not bad, Jeff. Walmart sack. I see. Go down. 7 years here, 125. 25, 30, and 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, 35 here, 35, 40, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here, H, 140, 100. Who? I don't know where he's at today. $2. $1.50. $1.55 and 55. You get 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55. You get 55 and 55, 55, 55 here, 55 there, 55 here, 55, 55. S 150. 11X. $35 and 35 and 37 and 5, 40 and 2 and a half, gonna be 2 and a half, gonna get 5, gonna be 7 and a half, gonna be 50 now, 50, you get 52 and a half, gonna be 2 and a half, gonna get 5, and 55, 57 and 57 and 57 and 57 and 57 and 57 and you do it, and 57 and 57 and a half here, Booker, 155.
So you're gonna have to transfer Coy to Enid or Edmond to Union City. Well, that's gonna be a damn shocker.
$120. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25 here, 5 here, dollar, 105, and 105 here, good to be 105, good to be 110, good to be 110, bit of a 10, 15, 20, and 25, 125, 100 a quarter, 100 a quarter, 125, and 25 here, all the majors are out, 125, 25 here, 5 here, sold, 120, Ricardo. Nine, 10 years old. They're 6 months bred. Pretty nice little cows, guys. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 21 and 20 and 21, 21, 21, 2100 here, 1, 2 and 22 and 2200 here, 1, 1 and 2 and 2200 here, 10, 2, 3, 22, 3, 22, 3, 22, 3, 22, 3. Now half. 23 and a half. 23.50. 23. Did you give half? Sold him 2,300. Chris 5. Make sure you get the last drop out of there. Goodness gracious. $10 a can, you got to, don't you? 10-year-old cows are 3 and 4 months bred. That's a little set of cows to have you at calf, guys. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 50, and 21, 50, now 2, and 2,200, about 22, 22, 2,200, and 22, going to be 22, going to be 22, a bit of a 2, 2,200, and 2,200 here, going to be 2,200, and 2,200, going to be 22, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, 2,200 here, going to be 2, so 2,150, Chris 5. Seven-year-old or 4 and 5 months bred. Here you go. I recognize that one though. Yes, sir. 2100 and 21 and 21 and 20 and 21, 21, 21, 50 and 22 and 23 and 22, 22, 22, 22, 2200, 21, 2 and 2200, 2203 and 23, 4 and 24, going to be 23 and a half and 24, 24, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 24 and a half, going to be 2450. It's 24 and a half here, going to be 4 and a half, 24 and a half here, and 24, going to be half. Chris, 2400 on 5. Thank you. Two and 3 year olds. They're open. $1.50. $1.50, 60, $1.50, 60, they're going to be 150, going to be 160, going to be 150, going to be 160, going to be 150, 60, and 50, 60. Anybody else? 150, 60, 170, 170, 65, 70, now 5, and 75, going to be 80, 180, 180, 180, 175, 80, and 75, going to be 80 here, 75, going to be 80, you give 80 here, so 175, S, 11X. Tara Sanders. Yes, they've had 135. Yeah, 35, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 40, and 40, 40, 40, that's 2.5, going to be 2.5, 5, 45, 45, you get 5, and 45, 47, and 47, and 47, and 47, and 47, and 47, and now 50, 150, and 50, 50, 30, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, here, so 147 and a half, Chris, 10. You want her on 20? You want the big cow on number 10. The other two on 20. Bring the biggest one back. Are you sure? All right. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Pretty good count here, guys. 150. 102 and a half, and 50, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55 here, sold 152 and a half, Booker. Why you got to try to stir them all cow buyers up every week? He'll go get her off for you if you want. No. He knows. Yeah, exactly. Chris, nope, sorry. Find somebody else. Nine years, 6 months. Go sell her. She's pretty gentle. 2,000. 21 and 2,100. Now 2 and 2. We get 3 and 23. We get 4 and 23. We get 4 and 23. 4 and 2,400 and 23. We get 4. We're going to be 23. We get 423. What about you, Inman? 2,400. 24. Chris, 2,300. 16. 23, wasn't it? Yeah, I was asking for. Let's just weigh her, guys. She's 8 by 6. 150. 155, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 35, and 35, 55 here, 55 here, Chris, 150, 16, 150. Dollar. Steer, 105, and 105 here, going to be 105 here, going to be 105 and 10, going to be 110, going to be 115, 20, and 25, 20 here, going to be 120, going to be 20, now 5, and 25, 25, 30, going to get 30, going to be 25, now 30, and 25, going to be 30 here, 25, going to be 30, going to get 30, 25, going to be 30, going to get 30, now 30 here, cabinets, 125, 11. $65, and $65, has a good, 7, 70, and now 70, going to 70, going to be 70, going to 70, and 70. Now 1, now 2, 71, 2, 3, 73, 72, 3, and 72, 73, 72, 73, 3. Lou, you're out. 73, cabinets, 172, bull. $75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 77, 50, and 77, going to be 80 there, going to be 80 down, 81 here, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, Lou, you're out, 82, and down 2, 3, 83, 83, 84, 85 here, 85 here, so 184, Gibbon boot.
Your kids still on fall break today? Yeah.
75, and 75, 80, and 75, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, and 90, going to be 190, and 190 there, going to be 90, 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 going to be 85, going to be 90 here, going to be 90, going to be 90 here, so 185, Gibbon bull.
Today and tomorrow still. And tomorrow, yeah. They started Wednesday. They were out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then today and tomorrow. So they're just out Thursday, Friday, and Monday, 3 days? Union City may be one of them schools that come spring, you don't have Friday school. Maybe, I don't know. I know some of the smaller schools do it that way.
Yeah, 8 by 4. Dollar. 110, and 110, going to be 110, going to be 110, 20, going to be 120, going to get 30, going to be 30, 40, going to be 40, 50, going to be 150, $40, 50, 140, 50, 50, 60, 70, 170, 170, $70, going to get 70, going to get 70, going to get 70 here, Chris, 160 on 5. 10 years and 5 months coming in. Yeah. 10 by 5, 120. 125, and 25, 30, get 30, and 25, 30, get 30, 125, get 30, 125, get 32 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, get 5, going to be 7 and a half, going to be 100, 30, 40, and 140, and 140, 40, 40, get 40, get 40, get 40, going to be 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, get 5, 140, 7 and a half, $50, now 5, you get 560, $65, $65, sold 160, Inman. 10 years and 2 months here. 130, 130, 250, and 32 and a half. Going to be 5, going to be 7 and a half. Going to be 40, going to get 2 and a half. Going to get 5, 45, you get 5, 45, going to get 5, 7, 50 and a half, 50, and 50, 50, 50, 50, going to get 50, going to get 50, going to be 52 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half. Jeffrey out 5, and 55, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5 here, here, Booker, 152 and a half. Six years and 5 months, guys. Right there, here, $1.50, half 5, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 35, going to be 45 here, 45, 50, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 55, 55 here, Booker, 150. What about old Coco? How about old Coco? She'll be on the farm forever. She's got a crooked toe. Because I had a show steer do that to me one time. He was so gentle. He stepped over on my foot, and I could not get him. I took my comb out of my pocket. $1, 105, and 105 here, going to be 105 here, going to be 105, to give $1, $1 pound, going to be $1, going to be $1 pound, going to be 105, going to be 105, going to be 110. 110, 110, 115. Sold 110. Ricardo. Pinner with a bull. He stepped over and stepped to my foot, and I pushed. I grabbed the comb out of my back of my pocket, and I went wham, and stuck him with that comb. Oh, 8 by 6. $1.55, and 55, and 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 7, 7, 57, 57, 57, 57, 60, and now 60, we get 62 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, group 2 and a half here, Booker, 160. I don't think so. Bruised like hell. Three-year-old, $1.50. 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 60, and 55, 60 there, 55, group 60 here, 55, group 60, Gibbon, 155. He's got a taco truck. Bigfoot cow, $1. 105, and 105, 105, going to be 10, going to get 15, going to be 20, going to get 5, going to be 30, going to get 5, going to be 35 here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 140, 140, 140, tire out, 140, 140, 135, 40, 135, going to get 40, 135, going to be 45, 145, 50, $1.55, 60. She's got a big foot now, you see it, $1.60. Sold 155, Ricardo. You like them long toes. $5 by 4, $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 60, and 55, 60, and 55, 60 there, 65, and to get 5, and has to get 5, 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, to get 5, hands to get 5, 7 and a half, 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 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 7 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 and a half here, Chris, 165, 10. 7 years and 4 months. $1.50. 55, and 55, you get 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 57, 57, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 57, 50, 60, and now 60, and 7, going to be 60 there, 7, going to be 60, going to get 60, bit of a 60, now 2.5, get 2.5, going to get 2.5, going to get 2.5, going to get 5, and 5, and 5, Chris, 62.5 on number 56. Eight and open here, 125, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, and 35 here, 35, 40, 40, 55, 45, 50, and 45, 50, 10, 45, you get 50, 10, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 here, and 50 here, given 145. Eight years, 5 months, 2,000. 2100 and 21 and 21 and 21 21 21 21 2100 100 here 21. Hold your gate.
Hey, hold your gate just a second.
Grab her back. Okay.
Yeah.
8-year-old, she's 5 months, guys. 2,000. 21, 2100, thank you, and 2100, and 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 2100, here, now 1, and 2100, here, 1, here, 1, and 2100, now 1, here, sold. 2,000, Chris 5. Six and open here, 135 and 35 and 37 and 37 and going to be 40, going to get 2.5, 5 and 45, 47 and 47 and 50 here, going to be 150 and 50 and 50 and you get 52 and a half, going to be 2.5, going to get 2.5, 5 and 55, 55, 55, 55, H, 152 and a half, 100.
Yeah, was that one I brought $1.10?
8 by 2, 10 by 2, 120. 125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 here, 25 there, 25, 25, 25, 25, going to be 125, going to be 125, going to be 125 here, cabinets, 120. Three and open, $1.50. 55, and 50 and 5 here, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, now 70, now 5, you get 75, 80, and 80, and now 80 there, 80 here, going to be 80, going to be 80, 75, going to be 80, 75, going to be 80 here, Chris, 175, 8X, pin with the 7Xs. Nine years, and she's 4 months, and she's crippled here, 110. 110, and 10, 12 and a half, and 10, 12 and a half, going to be 110, 12 and a half, going to be 110, 12 and a half, going to be 110, 12 and a half, down 15, and 17 and a half, 17, 20, going to be 20, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 39, 30, going to be 32 and a half, going to be 250, and 32 and a half, 5, and 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 5, 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 Camnus, 132 and a half. X. Seven years and 4 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100, here, now on, 2,100, and 2,100, here, one, here, Chris, 2,000 on 56. One by 5. She's pretty good rip. 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 and 21, 21, 21, 2,100 100 2,100 and 2,100 and 2,100 and 21, 21, 200 here and now 2 now 3 and 23 4 and 24 5 and 2,500 600 and 25 going to be 2,600 500 600 and 25 going to be 2,600 5 going to be 6 Nitzel 2,500. Wind blowing, Rob. 9 by 3, good up, got a crip. 120. 125, 25, and 25, to get 32 and a half, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 35, and 35, to get 5, Robbie out, 35, to get 5, 750, and half, 40, 40, 40, to get 40, to get 40, to get 40, going to be 40, to get 42 and a half, and 45, and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here, S, 142 and a half, 4X.
How many got left, Ricardo? Lots of them.
135, and 35, and 35, 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, and 37, 40, and 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, you get 5, and 45, 47, and 47, and half, 50, you get 50 there, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 7 and a half, 57, about 60, and half 60, you get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, you get 5, and you get 5, 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 5 here, now 5 here, sold, 62 and a half, Chris, 16X, 200. 10 years, she's up on 22 and a half, and 22.50, and 20, we get 2 and a half, group 20, we get 2 and a half, group 20, we get 2 and a half, group 22 and a half, group 22.50, and 22 and a half, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half here, Chris, 120, 13. Ten three. 125, and 25, 30, and 25, we get 30, we get 5, going to be 40, we get 5, 45 here, 45, 50, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 60 there, 5, going to be 60, yeah, Jeff, and 60 there, 5, going to be 60 here, sold, 155, Chris, 16X.
We went to Fright Fest Friday night. Saturday night? Friday night. Frontier City. There was about 10 or 12 kids. Who? What did he say?
$135, and 35, and 37.50, and 7 of hand, going to be 40, we get 2 and a half, 5, 45, 45, 47, 47, 47, 47, 50, and 50, 50, you get 50, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57 and a half, 57, 60, and now 60, we get 60, we get 60, we get 60, 2 and a half, and 2 and a half here, Chris, 160, 20.
Oh, gosh.
You what? What'd you say? What boys? Oh. Back down. $10 years and a 3 to 5 months bred. 135, and 35. One little crippled cow should be on there. 135, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 35, 40, 40 here, 40 there, 40, that's 2.5, and 5, and 45, 47, 47, 50, 52, and a half, 52, and a half, 55, and 55, 57, 57, 57, 7, 57, 60, and half 60 point, and 1, 2, 2, 3, and hand 2, 3, and hand 2, 3, 3, Chris, 162 on 5. Ricky Earls. Here comes 8 head of the Lister Ranch cows. Bronby. 2 to 5. 3 to 5 years old. $1.50. $1.50. I'll go. $1.50, $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1.55, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here sold. 150, Chris, 3X. Whose are they? Bronby. Five and 6-year-olds. 135, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, that 2 to hand, 2 to hand, and 45, 47, 47, 47, 50, a $1.50, 2 to hand, good to be 2 to hand, 5, 55, 55, 7 to hand, 57, 57, 57, 60, and 2 to hand, 2 to hand, good to be 2 to hand, both have 5, and 65, and 565, and 65, 105 here, Chris, 162 and a half, 4X. Bronby. Bronby. 122 and a half, and 20, we get 2 and a half, now 5, 7 and a half, going to be 30, now 2 and a half, now 5, and 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 40, and half, 40, 40, 40, now 1, and 40 there, 41, 41, 41, 41, you get 45, you get 45, going to be 142, and 42, 41, 42, 3, and 43, you get 4, and 44, 5, and 45 here, 45, you get 5, 45, you get 5, 45, you get 5, so 144 Booker. I miss you, Bob. I won't miss them on these. 35, yeah, 35, 37, 35, 37, going to be 40, we get 2 and a half, we get 5, 47 and a half, 47, 47, 50, and now 50, 2 and a half, 52 and a half, and 50, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, 55, we get 5, 55, we get 5, 55, we get 5 here, Gibbon, 152 and a half, 1. Who you taking, Seattle or Blue Jays? $135, and 35, 37, 35, 37, 37, going to be 42 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 5, 47, 50, and 50, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 57, 55, 57 and a half here, S, 155, 11X. They may sweep it. You don't think they'll win it?
Dodgers are stacked. Pitchers and yeah, there's Tink playing with him.
135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, going to be 40, going to get 2 and a half, going to get 5, going to be 7, going to be 50, going to get 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, you get 5, 55, going to get 5, 57 and a half, 57, 60, and half, 60 here, 7 and a half, going to be 60, going to get 60 here, Booker, 157 and a half.
No, we just had those 2 drafts of his. Whose were those? Larry Nettle. Nutter.
Buck 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 5, 35, you get 5, 35, you get 5, 35, you get 5 here, 37, 50, and half 40, and 40, 40, 40, and that 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 5, and 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, Jeffrey, 47, 50, and half 50, and 50, that 2 and a half, you get 2 and a half, going to be 50, and that 2 and a half here, 2 and a half here, Chris, 150 on 10.
Max Scherzer. Is he pitching? Who? You don't watch baseball? Crippled. Dollar.
105, and 105 here, good to be 105 here, 105 at 10, good to be 110, 15, 20, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 here, good to be 125, and 25 here, good to be 30, good to get 30, good to get 30, 125, good to get 30, and 25, good to get 30 here, good to be 5, good to get 30, good to be 5, good to get 30 here, so 125 S3 X. Dollar. 105, and 105 here, good to 105, 75, 80, and 75, good to be 80, 75, good to be 80, 75, good to be 80, 75, good to be 80 here, 55, 60, and 55, 60, and 55, 60 there, good to be 60 here, S, 55, 1.
Just playing on 55, yep. Oh.
$65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 7, 7, 70, and 2 and a half, 5, and 75, 77, 77, going to be 80, you give 82 and a half here, you're going to be 1, 81 here, 82, 83, 82, 3, 4, 85, 85 here, 86, 100, 85, 86, 85, 86 here, 85, going to be 6 on 185, hole 7. Large steer, $1.50. $1.55, 55, you give 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 60, we get 60, we get 5, going to be 65, you get 5, 70, and 5, and 75, going to be 80 here, 5, going to be 85, 90, we get 90, going to be 195, and 95, we get 2, and 95, going to be 2, 195, we get 2, and 95, we get 2, going to be 195, we get 2 here, Chris, 195, 8X. $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 60, 60, 55, could be 70, 55, could be 80, 5, could be 90, 90, 195, and 95, and 2, could be 2 to 5, could be 205, 210, 210, 15, and 20, and 220, bit of a 20, could be 220, could be 220, 20, and 223, could be 20, 23, could be 20, 23, could be 20 here, now 20 here, Chris, 215, 9. What a good cow. How old is she? 8? 2,500. 750 and 27 going to be 3,000, 32.55 and 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, 37, 37 going to be 37.50 and 37.50 and 37 going to be 37, 37, 37, 37 going to be 37 and a half, 4,000, 4,000. So 37.50. Jason Pear.
Nutter.
That was Larry Nutters. Larry Nutter. Yeah. I do not. Nutter butter. Could be. We had one of them in 30 years. Seven-year-old cows. One's 8-year-old. 2,000 for the babies. 2,000 for the pairs. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100 1, 2 and 22 and 2,200 1 2 and half 3 and 23 going to be 23 24 and 2,400 going to be 23 4 here 23 4 Andy got 2,400 and 23 4 and 2,400 going to be 23 going to be 2,400 going to be 23 4 and 2,400 going to be 23 4 here going to be 23 400 going to be 23 4 Burns 2,300 on 7. Four-year-olds.
Who are we working on?
Nathan Posey, 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 200 going to be 22, 3 and 4 going to be 24 and 5 and 26 and 25 going to be 2,600 and 25 going to be 2,600 here 25 600 and 25 going to be 2,600 here 5 going to be 6 7 27 27 now 8 2,800 28 you give 8 28 you get 9 now 3 25 you get 3 25 you get 3 25 you get 3,000 going to be 25 you get 3 Brian Williford 2,900. Yep, internet, yep. Which one do you want to sell? Sell the black baldy. $1. Sell the black cow. Sell the black cow. 120. $100 on the black cow. 50 cents on the black cow. 60 cents on the black cow. 70. 80, 90. Huh? Did you get 90? 95. Dollar. 95 Cavanus. X.
This is going to be a calf mistake if you open your gate.
50 cents a pound. 60 cents a pound. 60. Terry, what about you? 60? 70. 80. Move 'em. 90. What about 85? 85. 80. Cav X. Put her on 10.
Trip that out, I'm gonna take it later.
7 years and 5 months. Good cow, 2,000, 2,100, 2,100, and 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100, not 2, and 21, 2, and 21, 2, 3, and 23, 4, and 24, 24, 23, 4, and 23, 4, going to be 23, 400, and 23, 4, going to be 23, 4, going to be 23, 4 here, Ricardo, 2,300. 1. Ten years and 4 months. Ten by 4, 120. 125, and 25, and 25, 25, 27, 50, and 20, 75, going to be 20, 7, going to be 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half here, cabinets, 125, nothing. $2. 210 20 and 210 20 you're going to get 220 30 and 230 40 you're going to get 40 you're going to get 50 you're going to be 60 you're going to get 250 60 70 and 270 you're going to get 270 you're going to get 270 you're going to get 270 here as 260 11x. $25, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, going to be 35 here, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 40, you're going to get 40, you're going to get 40, both out guys, 2.5, 45, and 45, and 45, 47 and 47 and 47 and 47 and 50, and half, 50, 50 and half, 50, you're going to get 50, you're going to get 52 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 52, 50, and 50, you're going to get 2 and a half, going to be 50, you're going to get 2 and a half here, Booker, 150. Right down my road from my house. Close. On the north side of it. Kind of. 4 years, 2 months, 2,000. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 21 21 21 21 now on and 2,100 and 2,100 100 1 here Chris 2,003.
You leaving? See you, Kelsey. Do we have any baby calves? Huh? Six by four.
130. 135, and 35, and 35, 40, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 40 at tie, and 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 45, you get 45, 50, $1.50, 10, 50, you get 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 50 here, Chris, 145, 3. Dollar. $5 and $100 here. Group 105, it get 5, it get 5, it get 5. Group 105 and $100 here. 75.80 and 75. Group 80 cents a pound. 75. Group 80, 75. Group 80 here. 75. Group 85, 85, 85, 85, 90 and 90. 85, 90 95 and $95 and dollar here. $5, 105, 105, 105 here. Cabinet sex $1. Dollar, 105 and $105 here. 105, 95, it get 5, it get 5, it get 5, it get 5, 10, group 110, 15 and 15 and 10 and 15, 20, 120 bit 20 there, group 20 bit 20 there, group 120 here. S 115 4X.
You see where Bigsby beat Enid 92 to nothing. Bigsby beat Enid 92 to nothing.
5 by 3, 1,500. Got a bad kind of right back wheel and a big navel. Well, she's just getting worse every time I look at her, isn't she? It does make sense. Oh, 75 cents a pound, 80 cents a pound. 75 give 80, and 75 group 80, now 5, 85 and 90, 90, $5, and half 5, group 105, group 110, group 10, group 10, group 110, 15, and 10, 15, 20, and 25, group 125, group 125, group 125, Ricardo, 120. $52 and a half, and 50, 52 and a half, group 52 and a half, group 2 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, group 62 and a half, group 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, group 70, 70, and half 70, get 70 there, group 70, get 70 here, Chris, 67 and a half, 10. $10 7 months, 2,000. 20, 100, and 21, and 2100, 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2100, going to be 2100, and 22, 23, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, now 4, and 24, 5, and 2500, 600, 25, going to be 6 here, 25, 6, 7, 27, 27, and 2700, going to be 2700, going to be 26 here, now 7, Chris, 2600 on 5. $120, $125, yeah, 25, 30, 35, it get 35, it get 40, it get 45, going to be 45, going to be 145 here, Booker, 140. I don't know, 2,500, 25, 3,000. 135 and 35 and 35, 35, 35, 5 and 35, 35, 35, 37 and 37 and 37 and 40, 40, 2 and a half, 45 and 45, 47 and 47 and 47 and 47, 50 and 40, 7 and going to be 40, 7 and a half here. Booker 145. 5 years and 5 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 9 point, and 2,100, 2,100, and 2,100, 2, going to be 22, 3, and 23, 4, and 24, 5, and 25 here, 25, 25, 25, 24, 5, and 2,500, 5 here, 5 here, 25, 5. Chris, 2,400 on 3. Huh? I don't know. 7 years, 4 months, daughter 20. 125, 30, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, 35, going to be 35, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, going to be 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 40, 40 here, now 40 here, now 5, 145, 50, 150, 150, 145, 50, 150. This side's all out. Now 5, 155, Solder, 150. $10 by 5, 50 cents a pound. 30 cents a pound. 40. 40. 50. 60 cents a pound. 70. Solder, 60. What's the name, Ricardo? Francisco? San? Dollar. 105 and 105 here, 105 and 105 here, 105, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 10, 110, 110, 15 and 15 and 15, 20 here, 25 and 25 here, 5 here, 5 here, 125 here, sold 120 Cavex. Can't wait. One at a time. Yeah. $1.50. $1.55 and 55 and 55, GK5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, GK5 here to 55 here, Ricardo, 150. KK. 135 and 35 and 35 and 37 and 37 and 37 and 37 and now 40, you get 42 and a half, you get 2 and a half, you get 5 and 45, 47 and 47 and 50 and 52 and a half, you get 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and 57 and 57 and 60 and now 60 there, $1.60, you get 60, you get 60 here, Chris, 157 and a half on 20. Got 12 bulls coming. Or we're going to sell them 12 one at a time? We might as well.
Really?
Baby calf. Did you have?
I guess it's hers.
$100 for this calf. 150. 200. 2.5. 3. Half. 3.5. 3.5.
Yes.
4. Sold. 350. Andrew Meyer. Sell them Wednesday. Are they old?
He says that Cody LaFoe says they're old. I guess he hauled them in. Cody LaFoe said they're old. He hauled them in.
Bryson, what you doing? Huh? Write me one. Right. I have no idea, sir.
It's all the cows.
That's all the cows?
Yes. All
Cows.
we're working on.
Cow sales over. We just got 12 bulls and I don't know. We got any more calves?
Nope. That's all.
No more calves either.
Do anything wild?
No. Went to Fright Fest Friday night. Took the kids.
Scared? Get scared?
No, they got a bar area.
$1. 110. And 110. Good to be 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 110. You guys want to play? 110. S. $1. 1. Is that it? See y'all tomorrow. Bring us No, they're selling them Wednesday. You know how to get here Wednesday?